Hello and welcome back to RichTech. Today we are going to attempt to repair this 45 watt magsafe 2 charger, and the damage here is right here. Right at the point where the cable joins the connector, and these are fairly unique kind of damage because it involves both the this outer rubber insulation which adds strength at the joint, and this inner one which goes under the outer one. Now I've connected it to a power source, that's the charger itself, and if you look at this, there it is. The charger is working, or the connector is also working. So the charger is good and the connector is good, but the cable at that point has damage. So let's see how we can repair this damage. Now there are two ways of repairing this kind of damage. The first thing is that we could remove this old cable and replace it with a new one, or replacement one. The other thing we could do is what most people don't do, and which we do here at RichTech. That is to tackle the problem where it persists. We do the difficult jobs here, and that is we are going to attempt to replace this outer rubber insulation using this replacement one. The end, we are going to have it right there, and we are going to repair this part of the cable which is destroyed. That is, the insulation is destroyed, but the cable is okay. The wires inside the insulation are okay, but the insulation outside the cable is destroyed. So let's get down to this. Of course, we're going to replace that, as I've said, with this rubber insulation. But to get these here is very difficult. You have to go through two ways. One of them is more difficult than the other. One involves cutting this connector off, removing this destroyed portion, and then putting this in back here and now soldering it back again. And that one is more difficult because we'll be destroying the integrity of the wires inside, which are okay. And the other portion involves sliding this rubber insulation all the way from here, all through the wire up to this point, and then connecting it there with super glue. I'm going to use that second method, but it also involves opening this charger up to expose this junction. So let's see what we can do. Let's open this. If you don't know how to open a magsafe charger, you can see my other videos. There are many which show how you can open this magsafe charger. I've opened up the magsafe charger to reveal where the junction meets the adapter body. Okay, let's remove this. Now I'll cut off this portion of the cable. Let's make a nice cut. And also cut it behind here. I'll prepare this junction to use it back here again. Here's the cable once again. I've cleaned it off to show you that the rest of the cable is okay. I'll attempt to remove this cable holder. I'll slide it all the way to the end there, so that we can slide the new junction all the way here. I will prepare this portion of the cable which is spoiled by cutting off the damaged portions. Of course, we are cutting only the outer insulation where there is the damage. And of course we are replacing this outer insulation, so we'll try to cut it out carefully without damaging the inner insulation. Of course the inner insulation I can see also had some damage to it. I carefully remove that. You'll see there is some bit of the inner insulation which is also destroyed, but it's still okay. Now I'll clean up this area so as to make it ready for the repair. Now this working area is now ready for the repair. See, the cable was destroyed, but it was only the outer insulation. We've removed the destroyed portion. These are the parts of it. They look quite bad. And now this is the area which we want to repair. We want to close this bare portion by pulling this part all the way up to that. And this is easy. Just hold it firmly and pull the back part of the cable, and you can see it moving forward. So I'll do that all the way to the end and then secure it with super glue. Here is the insulation pulled all the way, so we'll secure this with super glue now. Then we pull this all the way to the end. And we'll wipe off the excess glue. That is secured firmly and it's not going anywhere. Now we'll slide this junction all the way to this point. That's the tedious bit, starting from here. Almost there now. And this is it. I will apply glue at that portion and pull it to cover that joint. Now what you want to achieve is to pull this all the way to cover that and to retain it there. So let me pull it back again and apply glue all around this joint. Okay, now let's pull it quickly and close the gap. Then before the glue dries up, we clean the excess. The junction is now perfect. As you can see, you cannot tell the difference between this and a new one which hasn't been opened before. Before you do anything much, don't forget to return this cable holder, because this can set you back by a lot if you fail to return it at this point. So return it back into the cable. That's okay. Then now we'll prepare this junction to return it here, and I'll show you how to do this. Even though I've done it in other videos, I'll show you how to do this in a very easy way. This junction is a type of junction which has two joints. I don't know if you can see the inner core and the outer core here. This is easy and makes it easy to repair. We want to remove this inner portion to leave a hole there and pull this cable out from this side. So I'll pull this out using a pair of pliers. once that cable is out, the wires are inside the cable are out, that is, then you can pull this, rotating it slowly so that it comes out completely, the whole of it. All of it has come out, and you can see there is a nice neat hole there. What remains is this back portion, which will push out by pushing something through here. This inner portion, we pushed it out, so it comes out easily like that. That's it. We have a neat hole this side and a neat one that side. This is a cable once again. I will push this end here. There we go. And prepare this end for soldering. Here is a complete cable ready for soldering. Now let's prepare the charger portion of the cable. Those two wires, we want to expose them so that we can solder wires back there. Match the colors. After soldering, insulate. Don't worry about the bare portion there. You're going to cover it up like that, but it won't do much to damage what you've done. So the next thing is to pull this joint back approximately that portion and secure it with super glue. So we apply super glue first of all to the insulation. This is what will hold the junction in place. Then pull this back. You can see this super glue is very strong. It holds this junction fast on the cable even before it dries up. Can't move anymore. Can't move back or forth. And also it covers that portion of the wire which was bare. Next is to return all this back in. When returning this junction and the wires back into the charger, kindly rotate so that there be no pressure on the wires inside. Make a circular motion and return them in place. Then we'll apply glue now to the rest of this joint to return it back in place. Once you apply super glue to all the portions, return the clips. And press this shut. You can hold this with a vice grip until it dries. Now after a few minutes, the glue has dried up and both sides are stuck together perfectly. You can see this joint is good. That's where we've just applied glue. And the front, where the junction is perfect. Can't tell if this has been opened before. And all because we wanted to repair this end. This is also a major transformation. We didn't have it looking like this before. Now what remains here is to test this charger. This end, we'll put it in our MacBook. Connect it to the MacBook. And this other end, connect it to a charger. It's quite a handful to do with one hand. Do all this with one hand. Let's see. and the charger is working. That's how you repair a MagSafe 2 adapter with damage at the connector. If you like this content, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. You can also watch the other videos in the channel and also like. Also, I would appreciate if you'd give comments. If you have any questions about this, what I'm doing, I'll be glad to help. Thanks again for your time. Happy repairs.